Taurus and Leo compatibility in love and relationship. Many people want to discover the Taurus and Leo compatibility, specifically how well these two zodiacs do with one another. So what's the real score between them? In a nutshell, expect lavish dinners, luxurious weekend vacations, and steamy evenings in bed when these two pleasure seekers get together. Anyone would be jealous of Taurus and Leo, especially when it comes to how they want to take their relationship to the next level. Anyone would be jealous of Taurus and Leo, especially when it comes to their connection. When the two of these fixed signs are engaged in a partnership, it's inevitable that they will clash against one another at some point. If you want to learn more details about this matter, then you should read on. Taurus and Leo compatibility, sex life. Both zodiac signs have a solid and ascertained are solid and self-assured sexually. They will find each other physically attractive and enticing on their first meeting. However, they prefer to do whatever they want, and their desires are often set in stone. Of course, this nuance is not surprising, as it is a characteristic with fixed signs. Taurus, which is governed by Venus, is considered to be among the most subtle when it comes to sexual urges. They prefer to engage in physical intimacy in a passive manner. If they can't establish a good middle ground, one of them will experience dissatisfaction. Furthermore, both of them would want to be in charge of their sexual interaction. Inevitably, this would become problematic and a dragging issue that they could or could not resolve. And on the flip side, they can both be fantastic lovers who are willing enough to give their all in their sexual activities when they're motivated. However, you can't simply take the fact that their sex life will turn into a constant war that determines who will gain the most satisfaction and pleasure. Their best chance of having a healthy sex life is if both partners have established their sexual identities. In this way, they would be able to gratify themselves even without the other compromising to any demands. Sensual Taurus would look after their Leo companion in this situation. Meanwhile, the zealous Leo would provide excitement and delight to their partnership. In the long run, they will eventually learn how to take care of each other's sexual needs. In this case, they must commit to their partner's happiness for their relationship to flourish. As a masculine and feminine sign, Leo and Taurus should be able to attain a fulfilling sexual life. Taurus and Leo compatibility, emotional connection. Taurus is an intensely emotional zodiac sign once they cannot settle and dwell in their materialistic world. Hence, Taurus tend to feel emotional satisfaction if they are presented with affluence and riches. On the other hand, Leo is a fiery zodiac sign that carries love as a form of creative force. Most of the sign's decisions and actions gravitate from it. Both Taurus and Leo can embody love in a way that is unique to one another. They can't feel such emotional intimacy with other zodiac signs. And because of this, we can safely assume that one of their life's purposes is to provide affection and warmth to other zodiac signs who haven't got such things. Furthermore, we can also see this situation as proof that these two zodiacs can gain satisfaction from giving more and receiving less. Because of this particular trait of Taurus and Leo, there's a good chance that they can establish a healthy emotional life. But most of the time, the difference between the worldly and non-materialistic nature of these two zodiacs often leads to individualism. Sure, they can have excellent sexual intimacy, but without a strong emotional connection, they'll end up drifting apart from one another. Eventually, there's a possibility that they will remain in their individual worlds, seeing life from their own perspective. They can remain friends, though, however, they may no longer have the same interest. Their nature is too different for them to collide. In the long run, they will seek a partner that understands them better. Similarities are essential, too, when it comes to establishing a holistic and fruitful relationship. Leo and Taurus compatibility, reliability, and trust. When it comes to telling the truth, they are more likely to stand on their own 2 feet as two permanent signals. Both Leo and Taurus are inclined to be honest and frank at all times. They are quite adamant about telling their real thoughts and feelings, given that they are fixed zodiac signs. Specifically, they believe that the core of their relationship should be based on trust. They also know that dishonest acts like cheating can ruin what they have worked on for so long. However, there are some instances where one of these signs has a propensity of lying due to their past experiences. They will not be able to strip off such a bad habit. Hence, they have the potential to repeat the same mistakes with their current partner. Of course, this is a dysfunctional relationship and may no longer need to continue. For them to have a harmonious and functioning relationship, it's critical that they both establish their identities and moral boundaries independently. But then again, the biggest issue here could be the lack of willingness on either of them to change any problematic behavior they have. If one of them expects the other one to change, it's a dangerous road. After all, it's a process that could consume their time, and if the other one will not really reform, distrust and disappointment can take place. Leo and Taurus compatibility, communication. Both Taurus and Leo are fortunate because they are governed by Venus and the Sun, respectively. These entities are known for their warmth and proclivity with one another. When these two zodiacs interact, expect that there's no such thing as boredom. Their ideas are wild, impulsive, and prolific. Moreover, they have interesting hobbies, too. Specifically, the Taurus zodiac may cling to its practical way of seeing things. Meanwhile, Leo tends to satisfy their ego. If these two aspects are unresolved, they will end up quarreling. They are born to be stubborn, hence they will always believe that they are right at all times, even if their claims are already absurd and ridiculous. Furthermore, they aren't the people who want to reconcile easily to appease other people. They tend to fight until they come out victorious. But at the same time, it is possible for Taurus and Leo to establish a common language. They are patient and compassionate with one another. Any impulsive acts of Leo might be mitigated by its Taurus partner by devising a concrete plan. In summary, overall, the Leo and Taurus compatibility may not be the best out there. It can be seen that these two zodiac signs have differences that are difficult to reconcile and overcome. However, nothing is impossible if they try to surrender some of their walls. They can always meet in a middle ground where they can settle their idiosyncrasies. And that's it for now. If you have questions about zodiacs and their compatibility, feel free to drop them in the comments section below.